My husband said I should lose the baby weight before he takes me out in public again. So I went out with his best friend. Our daughter was 4 months old. I'd gained 35 pounds during pregnancy and lost 20 already, but apparently that wasn't enough for Keith. It's embarrassing, he said, looking at me getting dressed for his company dinner. What will people think? Maybe next year when you're back to normal? I stood there holding the dress I'd bought specifically for this event while he straightened his tie. I gave birth 16 weeks ago, I said. Exactly. And Rebecca had her baby 6 months ago, and look at her now. Back in her size 2 jeans. Effort. Rebecca, whose husband hired a personal trainer and nutritionist. Rebecca, who had a tummy tuck that she told everyone was just good genes. So I'm not going? I asked. It's for the best. I'll tell everyone you're sick. He kissed my forehead like he was doing me a favor. Order whatever you want for dinner. Just try to make healthy choices. After he left, I sat on our bed crying until the baby woke up. I was feeding her when my phone rang. It was Jake, Keith's best friend since college. Hey, Keith just called to say you're sick? You okay? I'm fine, I said. Just not presentable enough for public, apparently. Silence. Then, what? I told him what Keith had said. Word for word. Jake was quiet for so long I thought he'd hung up. That's fucked up, he finally said. Sorry for the language, but that's completely fucked up. It's fine. I'll lose the weight eventually. No, it's not fine. You just had a baby. You look amazing. Keith's being an asshole. I started crying again. Couldn't help it. Listen, Jake said. I was going to skip the company thing anyway. Want to get dinner? You and the baby? There's that new Italian place downtown. Keith would be furious. Keith's too busy impressing his coworkers to notice. He was right. Keith wouldn't check on me. He never did during these events. Okay, I said. Pick me up in an hour. I put on the dress I'd bought. It fit perfectly. Not like before the baby, but it wasn't supposed to. I curled my hair, did my makeup, looked like myself for the first time in months. Jake showed up with flowers. You look incredible, he said. And he meant it. I could tell. The restaurant was beautiful. White tablecloths, candles, the kind of place Keith always promised to take me but never did. Jake had made a reservation and they had a high chair ready for the baby. Keith's an idiot, Jake said after we ordered. I'm sorry, I know he's my friend, but he's being an idiot. He's always been like this, I said. Even before the baby. Nothing I do is enough. Why do you stay? Where would I go? I haven't worked in 2 years. He controls all the money. Jake was quiet, watching me feed the baby small bites of mashed potatoes. You know what kills me? He said. Keith doesn't deserve you. Never has. He was like this in college too. Had this amazing girlfriend junior year, treated her like trash because she wasn't some magazine model. What happened to her? She left him. Married a doctor. Has 3 kids and looks happy as hell on Facebook. Keith still stalks her page. We talked for 2 hours. About books, movies, life before I became invisible in my own marriage. Jake told me about his divorce, how his ex-wife had affairs, but somehow made him feel like it was his fault. Manipulation's funny like that, he said. Makes you think you're the problem. The baby started fussing, so we got the check. In the parking lot, Jake was helping